Cake Wars or Cake Boss? Were you on either of those?
I was on Cake Wars, I was on Halloween Wars, I was on some Christmas shows, I was on Ultimate Cake Off a bunch of times, well, 3 times. I've been on Canadian shows, I do good stuff.
I did not even know I had Cake Wars on my Hulu app. Sounds like a good thing to
So
grade.
I got there expecting Buddy to like really not be very nice, and he was so nice. Like I really didn't expect him to be. I was totally prepared for him to be a jerk. But
They'll like, oh,
yeah,
they edit
really
for this,
funny.
don't they?
Yeah.
And to the agenda or remind me on the agenda before we started off, you just call the meeting to order and then the Are you done? I think so. I think I got them all. Thank you. You still got a few seconds.
You said you don't know if Leanna's coming, are we waiting on?
I have not,
Okay.
and I'm not seeing that she's on the line.
Okay, I have 6:59, so. Can we start or do we need to wait? Wait a minute?
Yeah. Just a few seconds.
Okay. Okay, that was a short minute. Okay, let's call this meeting of the Trails Board of Trustees to order. And our first order of agenda will be to amend the agenda to include a work order from Gordian.
It's from Gordian, but it's with MTS.
With MTS contracting for removing and
Storing and
replacing or
the awning at
the awning at Lexington. Did you say?
Are we making a motion?
I don't know, I didn't hear what you
I'll make
said.
a motion.
Okay, I'll hear a second.
I'll second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, so the agenda has been amended to include this work order. Do we act on that right now or later in the? New business?
Well, we need to go ahead and vote to actually amend it.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yes, okay, yes, I'm sorry. All right, let's take a
We're
vote.
talking about two different.
I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, let's take a vote. Can you call the vote, please?
Mike,
Yes.
Harlan,
Yes.
Michelle, yes,
No.
Patty,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Goldie,
Yes.
Becky, yes.
Okay, motion carried. All right, so under new business. All right, let's have roll call, please.
Mike.
Here.
Harlan.
Here.
Michelle.
Here.
Patty.
Here.
Jane. Here. Goldie.
Here.
Becky. Here.
All right. Don't have any public. Would you like to address the board? Okay. Please do.
Well, good evening. Thank you all for coming, but it was good to see you. I don't have too much to share, since we took our little walk. I did most of my discussion then, but I saved a little bit. It's been a really busy fall and winter with obviously the Smithsonian exhibit. That was a lot of fun and a very big adventure for me. And I totally missed the parking lot because that was this fall. I don't know if you guys noticed when you were doing your wonderful parking job. It looks so much better, so much better. The patrons notice it, we notice it, and so we are very grateful for that. Back to the Smithsonian exhibit. I did want to say thank you for everybody who came out and volunteered and visited, and also I want to shout out to my staff. My staff has been fantastic with stepping up, working extra hours, so that I, could do a lot of extra stuff. And then also lately, there's been some health issues that I've been dealing with, and so they've really been here and working a lot extra. Also, other branches staff as well have been coming in and helping out. And I just want everybody to know how grateful I am for that, and I appreciate that. Other than that, the branch has been doing pretty good. Everything's doing okay. So that was good. So much to share.
Thank you, Laura.
Thanks.
And thank you for the tours. That was very nice to see.
Yeah,
Facility.
absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to the consent agenda. I think that we need to take the minutes separately because we need to amend those minutes to say MTS Contracting and not the Wilson Group under the Lexington repairs. Let's start with that. Can I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we amend the agenda to say minutes, yeah, sorry. Tired. Minutes to say the appropriate company.
Here a second? Second. Okay, any discussion?
What was the name of the group we're gonna,
The what?
we're replacing the Wilson Group with who?
MTS Contracting.
You had asked me who was
That was on the last thing, but we thought it was the subcontractor, or I forget exactly what.
and I gave you the wrong information. So I apologize.
That's okay.
I'm just glad I caught it.
Any other discussion? Okay, let's have a vote, please.
Mike,
Yes.
Carlin,
Yes.
Michelle,
Abstain.
Patty,
Yes.
Jane? Yes. Goldie?
Yes.
Becky?
Just so you know, they're not wrong, I was just absent, so.
Okay, so did we not do that right? We should have. So we now need to correct, now we need to approve the minutes.
And no,
We approved
you approved them with the.
With the change, okay, I'm sorry.
Now you just
I'm
do
sorry.
the rest of
My
your-
brain is.
You're okay.
Brain is.
Now all you gotta do is do the rest of it.
Yes, okay, so the minutes have been approved. Now we need to approve the rest of the consent agenda. Financial report with the refunds.
I move to approve the consent agenda with the changes mentioned previously.
Here a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda with changes made previously. Any discussion? Okay. All right, let's have a vote, please.
Mike,
Yes.
Carlin,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Patty,
Yes.
Jane? Yes. Goldie?
Yes.
Becky?
All right.
Call my own name.
Give Leanne a minute to stand and then call the
I knew what I was thinking.
Teacher.
Didn't you guys know what I was thinking?
Hi, Leanna.
Hello.
We are ready for unfinished business. All right. The first item on unfinished business is consider approval to enter into agreement with Platinum Roofing for roof and gutter repairs at the Waverly branch. Now, as I understand that, we have two different bids, one for the roof and one for, there's four. Okay, but in this section right here, we have a bid for the roof and a bid for the guttering.
Correct.
Okay, and the roofing bid is $33,597.51. And the gutters are $49,83.92. Okay? We need to approve each of those separately.
Roger did a really good job of breaking this down for us.
Yeah, there's a peek with it. Yeah. Any questions?
I make a move that we accept the bid from Platinum Roofing for the roof in Waverly to replace, it's replacing it, isn't it?
Well, it's fixing it, right? Or is it replacing it?
We're not,
Yes.
Yeah.
we're not replacing it. That came in like 70-something thousand by itself. So they're putting that,
Looks like a weather
Some
guard.
kind of, yeah.
so they're putting this mono seal on there, which should give us 10 years, and then they come back and coat it, and that gives us another 10 years. So it's a 20-year
Okay,
option for the roof.
okay. Go here a second.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept the bid from Platinum Roofing for the roof at Waverly. Any discussion? All right, let's have a bid, please. I mean, a bid. A vote, please.
Mike,
Yes.
Leanna? Yes. Harlan?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Jane? Yes. Goldie?
Yes.
Becky? Yes.
Okay, so motion carried. All right, and then we need to have a motion for the bid for the gutters. So, I'll hear a motion. Or any questions?
Is that the 4,980?
It's 4983.92.
I move that we accept this bid.
I'll second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded that we accept the bid from Platinum. Is that Platinum Roofing? Say that, yes. Platinum Roofing for gutters at the Waverly branch. Discussion? Okay. Have a bit, let's have a vote, please.
Mike?
Yes.
Leanna? Yes. Harlan?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Jane? Yes. Goldie?
Yes.
Becky? Yes.
Okay. All right, the next order of business is consider the approval of the records disposal list and the required disposal methods. I believe that at the last meeting, we approved disposing of them at the June 8th date for.
Are we not gonna go into the Waverly masonry?
Not yet. We will.
Gotcha.
We approved that we would dispose of them, but we did not approve a donation amount that we would give to, I don't know who the donation would go to.
The Murdoch Banner Financial.
Murdoch Banner, that's what it is.
And we did find some more information,
Okay, yeah.
that a company that has the state contract for shredding, so we could actually get this taken care of earlier if you guys want to, or just approve the donation for what you guys have already approved.
What's your pleasure? Do you feel like it's better to do it sooner, or does it matter, or, I mean,
I'm sure Tessa would like to have the boxes out of her office, but.
If we do the state one, they get, it picked up March 14th, which is 3 months earlier than. the
Oh, yeah.
Right,
That
yeah.
would be nice.
And then there's no, I mean, it's just a one-time, we don't have to agree to multiple, right?
Correct, yeah, just a one-time thing, so you would just have to, the motion would have to be made to change what you guys had already.
just change the date, basically.
Fee for that one? Sorry.
Changing company.
It's a $40 flat fee,
Oh.
less than 500 pounds, so, and ours would be.
Want them to come to my office.
For the shredding event, was there, I mean, did it benefit a group or an organization, or it just was just,
As far as I know, it wasn't.
because I knew it was just a donation, you know, whatever you felt like, so I didn't know if it was.
Well, we had
going
to,
toward the. Yeah.
we had to take it there, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
The state come to us.
Back to them.
So
And
we
it
have
was-
to go
and that
out
was
to the
March
truck
14th,
and
is
watch
that the
it be
date?
done.
Yes.
I think that given that these are files that need to be gotten rid of, and given the premium of not only labor costs, but space, the sooner date, since there's no significant financial difference, seems to be a better option to me.
We will make that a motion.
I would move that we use the state option to have the records disposed of in March.
And the company is called Pro Shred Security.
You got security in it.
They are out of Kansas.
Pro Shred Security. Okay. All right, so did I hear a second? Okay, I'm not hearing things very well today, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
My husband tells me, gotcha. I've had a long day, I'm sorry. Yeah, the motion has been made and seconded that we use the state option for disposal in March. That's March 14th. And then the company is Pro Shred Security. Any discussion?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I believe that you are the keeper of the records officially. I am. So I believe you have to go to the church.
Okay,
Okay?
I can do that.
Okay.
That's a good point. I wouldn't have known that. Okay, any more discussion? All right, let's have a vote, please.
Mike?
Yes.
Leanna? Yes. Carmen?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Jane? Yes. Goldie?
Yes.
Becky? Yes.
All right. All right, let's move on to, oh, we have to approve, now we have to, we did not put a donation amount in that. Motion.
It's a flat fee.
It's a flat fee,
Yeah.
$40. For the state, it
The
is.
state one is a flat fee.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
My
You were doing just
my mind is
fine.
not right.
There's a lot of
here.
information in there.
That's all right. My-
Lots of information.
So the next order is new business. The first order will be consider approval to enter into the agreement with MTS Contracting for the masonry improvements at Waverly, and I believe that amount is $85,2781.
What is the dead man?
Yeah, I wonder, is that like?
So we thought it was a chimney on the back of the building, but it's not. A dead man is actually a structure that will hold the wall. So we knew it actually goes in the ground and I think even goes up under the foundation.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's buried.
Wow.
Okay.
I was thinking it had a less
I guess
savory,
because you're a dead man if they take it out.
Yeah.
Hollow and-
Okay.
Do we need a motion?
We do need a motion.
Remind me of what our motion is.
Masonry repairs with MTS Contracting for the Waverly branch.
I move that we approve the masonry repairs with MTS Contracting for the Waverly branch.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded that we approve the MTS Contracting bid for masonry repairs at the Waverly branch. Any discussion? Okay, let's have a vote, please.
Yes.
Leanna? Yes. Carmen?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Jane? Yes. Goldie?
Yes.
Becky? Yes.
Waverly is falling apart.
All right, motion carries. All right, now we need to discuss and this is with the Wilson Group, am I right? Okay, okay. We need to consider entering into an agreement with the Wilson Group for the front facade repair at Waverly, which is $6,791.16. Any questions or?
I would like to make, oh, Oh, did you have a question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, are they all gonna be working on top of each other, or?
I'm sure they coordinate it.
Okay. Like,
And it's kind of unusual that you end up having four, for one project, but
yes.
one
Okay.
contractor didn't do the masonry or the front facade work,
Mhm.
because it's wood, and so we ended up with four. And then for some reason, they left the gutters out of the roof project, so they had to throw that in, that's why we ended up with four instead of just three.
I just want to be cautionary that we're not just continuously using the same contractor. Because I know there are locals that do it too.
Going through Gordian, we had, some of you are new, so I don't know if you were in that conversation or not, but, that we use that to eliminate the bid process because they do that on the front end for us. And so we kind of are limited with whoever has the contract with Gordian at that time, or Sourcewell.
I do see that things are different prices and they do give us a complete rundown and we didn't get that.
Oh, you didn't get that before, okay.
Everything seemed to cost $10,000. And it always went over and we never got anything on that. And so usually a $10,000 job would run into a $15,000 job and.
No, if there's any additional cost, I will be bringing that back to you with a change order.
Exactly.
So the local contractors would have to go through the process.
Gordian,
And have a contract.
they have to go through Gordian.
And they
bid
do
it.
their contracts yearly, so there is an opportunity there for changeover.
It seems like in Concordia, they did end up using somebody local.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they usually do
local.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
they'll subcontract with usually local.
I was there for that meeting.
I couldn't remember who it was.
Okay,
It'd
did
probably be
we,
cheaper if we
let's
could
see,
start with
we
them.
have
Yes, we don't have.
did we
motion.
vote on that, Becky?
No.
I move,
Sorry.
I move that we
No,
approve
it's okay.
the agreement with the Wilson Group for the front facade repair at the Waverly Branch.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, the motion has been made and seconded that we approve the agreement with the Wilson Group for the front facade repair at Waverly.
Any discussion?
Yes, a vote, let's vote.
Mike?
Yes.
Leanna?
Yes.
Carlin?
Yes.
Michelle? Yes. Patty?
Yes.
Jane? Yes. Goldie?
Yes.
Becky?
All right, and then we need to do this,
You have to
Work
add it to
order
the
ch-
end,
at the end?
the end of new business.
At the end of new business, okay. All right, next on the agenda is consider the approval of revisions to the strategic plan.
Might I say, I was very impressed in going through the strategic plan, that a lot of stuff has been completed. So thank you very much for staying on top of that.
You're welcome. Thanks to the staff, a lot of the administrative staff, they are responsible for a lot of those things, so I can't take credit all by myself.
I mean, it was a big list. It was a big, and man, you guys have made a lot of inroads in it.
I'm sure it's rewarding when you guys go back to like check things off, you're like, oh, that
Yeah.
too, oh, that too.
That's why we do that every year at that, our administrative retreat, where we go through it, what have we completed, and make sure that we're on track to complete what we need to for that fiscal year. So yeah, it's very helpful for us to go through it. If not, we'd be at the end of the fiscal year and, oh no.
And kudos to Susan for going through all of it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I had to write this down when I was going through the revisions, because she sent them to me, and I'm like, I just get a headache looking at it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. she
But
did a great
I'm a little confused about the year.
Mhm. She threw us off with that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She,
Is the first year, is that,
yeah. she-
Are we going to,
So fiscal year 23 and 24 is now year one, because we lost a lot of fiscal year 23 was her thinking. I thought we would just add a year to, at the end, but we weren't thinking the same thing, so.
well, is it 20,287?
It says 2028.
Okay. 2028 or 2027?
just later, it makes like more sense.
Yes.
Probably cross out 2027, put 2028.
Okay,
Her 8 got in front of the 7 that she marked out.
all right, then that clarifies it for me.
That's a really long strategic.
That is.
And that's the hard part about the strategic plan. So it was our first year, my first year here, we worked on the strategic plan, and a lot of the.
I don't think we ever had one before. If we had,
I think it
It was a
ended in
long time ago.
2014, I think was the last one, ended in 2014.
very
Yeah,
long time ago.
But anyway, which was very difficult to do because we didn't know all the problems that we.
Institutional memory.
Yeah, so, and then going with Orange Boy and the way that they did it, it would have been fine with the things that they suggested had we have been where we could move forward, but we're not there. We got to clean up the messes, before we can actually move forward, so. So that just complicated things for me to work on a strategic plan the first year. But
Well,
we're making it work.
I know it was a mess, and I know you guys have done a very good job, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. I believe I remember this on some of the surveys that we did. How does the staff get this information? Because I seem to recall, and I may be wrong, so, that there was at least one comment that, it seems like we have a strategic plan, but we don't always know if we're getting done or it gets moved back. So how do they get this information, and when will they see this if they haven't already?
So, they should get the revised version once it gets approved, so they get that pushed out to them. We haven't done anything yet at like one of our all-staff days or anything to go over the strategic plan and what we've completed, what we have coming up. So that certainly is something that in response to the feedback that we can certainly, do that, because we have, 2 half days and another whole day coming up this year, so, we can make sure that we go over it with the staff.
Okay, because I know it's being done, but sometimes everybody needs to know it's being done.
Yes.
So, okay, all right, thank you for
Something that
answering
was
that.
effective that we do at the school is, we'll look over it and they'll have you identify like what part of, which goals are you a part of, and you mark, and it's amazing because even though you may have this one job, you're part of all these things, and so there's a little more buy-in, a little more ownership.
Oh, yeah,
of
that's
the
a good
plan.
idea, yeah.
When they see, keeping things safer, safer facilities, well, that's not just repairing things, that's people at the front too, and so.
Absolutely. That's a good idea. Thank you for that.
Good point.
Okay. Any more comments, questions? Okay, then I guess we need a motion.
I make a motion to approve the revisions to the strategic.
Do you hear a second?
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
hadn't done it yet. I was ready.
I'm not hearing that tonight. I'm sorry. Oh, you're ready.
You didn't miss anything,
I'd like your name in the notes.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to accept the revised strategic plan for 2023 to 2028. Any more discussion?
I love having this document to refer back in case anyone ever says, well, what does the library do with all that money? Say it, it'll get this. So I think it's a really good document to have.
We've caught up on a lot of repair on buildings. Our buildings were, as Waverly shows, were falling apart. They had been ignored for many years.
I love having it in, I would say black and white, but I think it's red and
I was gonna say it's red.
Yeah.
Black and white.
Red.
Was it black and white and red all over?
Okay, let's have a vote, please.
Yes.
Leanna,
yes.
Harlan,
Yes,
Michelle,
Yes.
Patty,
Yes.
Jane, yes, Goldie,
Yes.
Becky.
Okay, motion carried. All right, the next item is establish the public request committee, which would be a standing committee. We approved that policy last month where we changed it to, there had to be board members on the committee, and that was my fault. I should have done that, but I didn't do it last meeting, so. Is there anybody that is dying to be on the committee?
This would only be if we had
Yeah.
requests. I mean, since I've been here and we're working on 3 years now, this has only happened once.
Okay. So it's not like, but it would be a standing committee.
So,
It
yeah.
would be on the committee.
I volunteer.
Okay, okay, Michelle, anybody else?
Goldie.
Okay, so that should be,
Got it done.
okay, so, I'm gonna appoint Jane and Goldie for the.
Jane's like, no.
I'm looking at Jane.
I should have just stayed at home.
Everyone's like, no, you're doing a great job.
We're glad you're here.
That moment you're having, I've had it all week.
Oh, I have been at
Right?
the hospital all afternoon with my husband, so
I'm
I'm
so
just like,
sorry.
he's gonna live, it's okay. He's just injured and we can't get anybody to do anything about it until then he injured something else because he's been trying to hobble around on one foot and now he injured his knee and now he can't walk at all. Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Thank you for being
Okay, all right, number E, consider approval to enter the agreement with GFI Digital for copier lease program. Okay, so what I could see, you're very happy with that company and GFI, and they've done a really good job for you. They did have other companies, but you felt like that they would be your choice, so what's your pleasure?
The other one was a little higher, wasn't it?
It was, yes, overall. It kind of looked like it wasn't, but then when you added it all together, it was.
And I've worked with Canon.
Oh, you would not recommend.
I wouldn't recommend it, so
Okay.
if you really like GFI now, I would stick with that one. Canon,
Which was the other one that they got?
Sumner one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you want to make that a motion?
Oh, yeah, I move that we approve to go into agreement with GFI Digital for the copier lease program.
Okay, do we hear a second?
I second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to go into agreement with GFI Digital for copier, for the copier lease program. Any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Please.
Yes.
Leanna?
Yes.
Carlin?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Jane?
Yes.
Goldie?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Okay. And then, under new business, we need to consider the work order. You should all have a copy of that. It's through MTS, it's from MTS. Have I got that right?
Yes.
Okay, and it's for work on the awning, taking it down and fixing it and replacing it. It looks like it's $2,673.
They're gonna remove it, store it, and then they will reinstall it. And we're gonna have it clean while it's too. Or we're gonna try to. We can find somebody that can do it. If not, we'll, power wash it out.
Yeah, because I would hate to see this get damaged, because it was donated to the
Yeah.
library.
It's a really nice awning.
If nobody else would like to, I would make a motion to approve the vote to remove and reinstall the awning at the Lexington branch.
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to enter into agreement with MTS Contracting to remove, store, and replace or reattach the logo, thank you. The awning at Lexington. Any other discussion? Okay, let's vote, please.
Mike?
Yes.
Leanna?
Yes.
Carlin?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Jane?
Yes.
Goldie?
Yes.
Becky?
Okay, motion carried. All right, that looks like we have covered the agenda and we're down to announcements. Any
I have a question. have we came any further in the Warrensburg branch's telephone message?
What do you mean?
Well, because you pushed
Oh,
option one
Yeah.
20 times, and why do we not just have a phone number that would go to the administrative offices or a number that would go to the desk?
because you have extensions, and so that's kind of how, you have the main number that calls in, and then it's supposed to send it to whichever extension that you're wanting. And that's where the numbers come in, push this, push that. I thought they had updated the numbers, because some of the numbers were incorrect. So I know they were.
I don't know, I
working on
just called it again the other day because I was trying to get a hold of the desk,
that. Oh, sure, yeah,
and you gotta push one like 4 times, and
yeah. It's a little convoluted, what you have to do.
We have the same system when I was at the police station, and it was very similar. Don't say that.
But I will say, I did want to say this. I went into the Warrensburg branch, and I really, really like some of the improvements that have been going on.
Good.
Really like them. Some of the new furniture arrangements and having a librarian in the back at a desk. And,
We're gonna have one up.
yes,
It's sort of what, keep an eye on that hallway to the restroom.
yes, she said they had opened up the bathrooms back in the children's area again. And, she said, she is Jay, I talked to Jay. And, Jay had said that since they had put the librarian back there, that they've had a lot of people ask questions of them and stuff. And so I think it's a great idea. I think it's really being utilized, and it just really has improved the library. I was really pleased with it.
Well, that's kind of been in the works to have those extra stations set up. But there for a while, they were short-staffed, and so they're fully staffed again, and so we were able to at least do the one in the back so that we could open those restrooms for the public.
Yeah, but if you haven't been in there, go in there.
It's looking really good. Every time I go into the branch, something has changed. They've moved something new has come in. So yeah, it's like an adventure to find what has changed.
And I also wanted to ask how I saw where the improvements to the annex had been finished. And it said that it was working well and everything, so it's okay, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Okay,
And we can now drive on it. Or like,
awesome.
yeah, we don't want heavy trucks on there, but we can actually drive on it now. So.
I would like to say that we, 3 of us here, were some of the group that went to the Capitol on February 6th for Library Advocacy Day. And there was 9 of us. I know the 3 of us, Kendra from the branch manager at Odessa, Barbara from the Lexington branch, Jay went, Michael Brown,
Anita,
Debbie
Kirkhoff from Concordia.
So there was 9 of us. So we had a nice group, and it was the first time I had been. I hadn't been at the Capitol since I was in 6th grade, and I will tell you, I won't tell you how many years ago. And but anyways, it was really interesting, and we got to talk to some of the legislators. Some of them, at least one of them, stood us up again. Rick Bragg.
Oh,
Yeah.
He was
Even though we had an appointment.
we had an appointment, but this time, but he was unavailable.
I was impressed though that all the ones that we saw were very personable.
They
and
were very
willing
cordial.
to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they looked like they were listening and taking into consideration what we were saying.
We talked to Terry Thompson, at least I did, and then Denny Hoskins, who was very cordial. And then some of them talked to Kurt Gregory.
Yeah.
And,
Roger Reedy, I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but
I was so sad. I so wanted to go.
it's every year.
I know, so I'm hoping I can go next year.
It's the first full week in February, it's that first Tuesday. Every year.
I forget who that was.
Who was the guy that, I should say it, he had a beard? beard and kind of red tie on.
I think it's Roger Reedy.
That was, that's the different guy. Hal, I think is the, that's maybe Hal.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dennis House or something like that?
Jenny Hoskins
He was very,
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's something like
I
that.
don't know
Starts
what
with
his
a
first name
D.
was, but he was very Christopher White.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A lot of them are running for office.
Yeah.
I have to brag on us. because
Dan House.
We had the most people there from any of the libraries. So
Nice.
they've even said,
Nice.
yes, Trails showed up in force. So, and we all had our bags.
Well, we'll
We need
just
to
have to
get
have
you
more
guys
next year,
bags
too.
that'll
Yeah.
go next year. Everybody knew because of our blue and white bags.
Kendra said she
Does she? Okay.
so she.
There you go.
I will say the thing that you all were talking about earlier with the election of the thing, who, was put up by, I think Labasco.
Mhm.
He was so ready.
Yeah. Yeah, why would he be?
But the people, the legislators that we actually talked to, they were not in favor of that, actually.
Yeah, they were actually pretty well opposed.
Yeah, they were opposed to that.
That we
And we talked to, it was the Republicans that we talked to, and Labasco was Republican, and they were pretty much opposed to it once they found out that it was going to cost this, like Terry Thompson said, it was like, if it might cost just Trails, itself almost 50, possibly up to 50,000 to fund that. part
Well,
of the
it's
election.
politicizing it.
Yeah, and,
We're not supposed to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
He said, you've got other things to spend that money on then.
That's all I ever cared. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were pretty much opposed to it.
I'm glad that you were well received. I've been to Jeff City a few times, and usually I'm not among a group that's well received when I go, so I may need to join you so I can have that refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But I
done.
don't rush you.
I'm done.
Okay, one, I did come over here a lot and sit with the display for the Smithsonian, and kids liked it, all ages liked it. People came from out of town to come and see it, and some people came and spent like a couple of hours while I was here. So, one person looked at every single display, every single one. I was impressed. But I just wanted to share that. And then I also wanted to talk a little bit about, looking at the programs that the libraries are doing. And they still had pretty good numbers. Well, actually, some of them had really good numbers considering the fact that there were some bad snow days in there and that kind of thing.
School was that.
Yes, yes, and it was cold here sometimes when they came, but, for them, I would like to know if there's, because I know sometimes they do programs and then nobody shows up. And I'm not blaming them for that because that's just how that works. But if there's anything that they feel like could be done to help them with either putting out the information or something like that, because I always hate it when you do a lot of work and then something doesn't happen. And that's just kind of, so if there's anything they want to share, I'd be happy to listen to it and kind of see.
I'm gonna start sending in your packet, the beginning of one of our trimesters for planning for programming. I'm gonna include that.
Well, they've got a good variety, a lot of good things.
And they're also responding to those questionnaires that we sent out, that survey we sent out last February on programming and good times, days, the week and everything. So, they are planning and responding to that feedback too.
And the, Facebook posts and things, pictures, I think are really helpful and shows a lot of people what they're getting accomplished because they're doing some good things.
One thing that I used to respond to more than I do now because my kids are older, but the Missouri Conservation has like a sign up text alert system. And so like their programs at some of the different nature centers, they'll push a text out or whatever. And those are always great to get because I would forget about them or whatnot. And it was usually free to go, kind of like library programs. And so if one happened to be near us that we were interested in, then, that's how it would be a good reminder. So I don't know if
The library is exploring options.
I know we do that with Blue Springs VMX, and it's a little pricey depending on how many people you have sign up for it. It works really good.
I know for the school, I mean, we have an app, and so.
Yeah.
I use Remind.
Push notifications through there, or, so.
Holden, I think Holden calls, because I get calls like,
Works well for my work.
we're having such and such, are you coming? We'd really like to see you there.
Oh, I love that.
And sometimes I have forgotten about it.
Which is easy for our,
Yeah, they have
some of
good
our
numbers.
smaller
I looked at
branches
that.
to do.
But anything to help them encourage them, because I just hate it when they prepare programs and
Yeah.
for whatever, and sometimes it's just weather and, different things, but they've got some good ones. I hope everybody can go.
Yeah, we were talking earlier during the tour that Knob started a STEAM program today and only had one family come, but they were competing with a really nice day in February.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
great. I actually observed part of that program. And they had a
So
great
it was an
time.
amazing program, but also the park was a great place to be today, or, so.
I have a question. So as you may know, UCM had some technology issues last week. I don't know if the entire community was privy to that. It was fun. But one of the things that I kept telling my students when they were able to answer their emails is that we have a library that does have this and this. And did you see any influx of students trying to get stuff
I
done?
wouldn't have seen it myself. It would be the branch that would have noticed that.
I will say for my students, hotspots were being utilized pretty heavily. That's all she survived.
I did a lot of like, oh, by the way, but then we couldn't
Access email the next day, so I was like,
whoever got it the first time knows, and yeah.
My friend works for UCM in the tech department, and it is not a happy place right now, but they're working really hard.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate all they do because I sure don't understand it.
Any other announcements? Okay, so then, we need a motion to go into closed session. Do I hear a motion?
I move that we go to closed session for the purpose of discussion of personnel for reason 610.02113 personnel.
I repeat that.
I read it right off the agenda.
Okay, so, motion made and second to go into closed session regarding personnel. Take a vote, please.
We have a second.
We hadn't had a second, but Jane second?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, she's been trying all along, so we got her in.
Jane, second, okay, discussion, or are we ready to vote? Okay, let's vote.
Yes.
Leanna,
Yes.
Carlin,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Patty,
Yes.
Jane,
Yes.
Goldie,
Yes.
Becky.
We do need to.
So I need to
Turn off.
turn off the live feed, and I don't know if anybody needs a break.